Section 5, Championship Methods. This is the fifth and final section of the HOF coaching program. In this section, we list awareness points for coaches, athletes, parents, and officials to keep in mind in order to grow the village successfully. Growing the village for coaches. Some awareness points. This is not a daycare. Coaches need to remind everyone in the village that when an athlete's participation in a sporting activity, it is not a drop-off and leave situation. The parents are ultimately responsible for the athletes. You are not their parent. As a coach, always be aware of the limits on your authority. Be aware of the person. Remember that everyone in the village is a person first and foremost. Coach the game, not the score. No matter what the level of play, encourage the athlete to compete. That includes behavior. Win or lose, encourage positive and respectful behavior. Delegation. This is how you grow the village. Remember that the village can help with helping you encourage the positive behavior. Meet with parents and athletes at the same time. We always say, never say what is said in the room stays in the room. Use appropriate language. Say only things to athletes that you would say in front of their grandmother or mother. Acknowledge the village every day. We are one. Let assistants run sessions if you had a bad day. Ask overzealous parents to take a break. Be prepared to coach. Coaches need to be aware of what may happen and be able to execute to have a successful event. What gets measured gets corrected. What gets rewarded gets done. Understand the difference between a player being injured and hurt. It is important to set reasonable expectations in this area and always err on the side of caution for everyone's sake. More reps, less drills. Inspire, make them thirsty. If you make it fun and excited, most want to come back for more the next day. Let them figure it out. What's the rush? Remember that the athletes will eventually figure out what needs to be done. Often it is a lack of message clarity causing the delay. And coaches, ask for help. Use the village, an incredible resource of people and knowledge. For parents, it's not a daycare. Be there, but be there. Present and focused. The athlete knows if their parents are not watching and paying attention to them on the field. The more their village is present, the more they feel personally acknowledged and willing to play the next day. 2-minute rule. This is suggesting that parents talk to their athletes only 2 minutes before and after practice or game unless the athlete engages in a conversation of the sport on their own. You are not the coach. Remember that unless you are a parent coach, that you are not the coach. Respect the point of view of the coach. If it is too stressful for you as a parent, stay outside. If you feel that being at the game or practice may be too stressful for you and that you feel that you may say or do something you will regret later, let the coach know and wait outside until the event is over. Be available every game and practice if possible. You never know when the village may need you. Be excited. Acknowledge the village every day. Say hello to everyone. We are one. Always cheer, never boo. Consider an hour-for-hour trade-off. Consider balancing every activity with another one that is equally beneficial to the athlete's development. For example, for every hour at their sport, they spend an hour studying or playing an instrument or volunteering. Enjoy the journey. It'll be over soon. Children grow up so quickly and they move on eventually. Enjoy and celebrate their journey. It is important because we make it important. It may not be important to everyone. Remember that it is a choice we are making. Understand the difference between injured and hurt. Use appropriate language. Say only things to players that you would say in front of their grandmothers. Tournaments and team events. Often, the parents organize and fundraise for extracurricular events. Consider having the athletes contribute in the organizing and execution of these events. Recognize financial limitations. Consider that not all families in the village can afford everything that is expected in the season. Athletes, things to remember. This is not a daycare. Coaches are not your parents. Understand participation criteria. Acknowledge the village every day. Ensure that the athletes know who is included in their village and that they understand what is expected of them behaviorally with regards to the village. Be excited. Do not interrupt coaches or others who are speaking. It is a paid privilege to play organized sports. Prepare your own gear, food, and be ready to go on time. Appreciate the efforts of the village. Understand the difference between injured and hurt. Allow yourself and others to lead. And remember, athletes, you play with the same people for most of your career. Growing the village for officials. Things to consider. This is not a daycare. Acknowledge the village every day. We are one, and you are part of the village. Be excited. Appreciate the efforts of the village. Be prepared. Quite simply, make sure you know the rules, and then you are able to communicate behavioral expectations and repercussions. Remember that these expectations and repercussions apply to you too. We are all human. Some people in the village, including coaches, may not know all the rules. Help them understand. Remember to dialogue when possible. You are part of the game, not the game. Show respect. If you want to be respected, respect the village. Perspective of relative expertise. Be aware of special conditions, i.e. shorted bench. The Hall of Fame coaching program prides itself in offering an accountability factor for positive coaching behavior. Our website is the vehicle used to create, administer, record, and share the results of the coach's evaluations that was mentioned in the introductory section of this presentation. We'll briefly explain how it works. Now that you've completed the Hall of Fame coaching program, you'll be eligible to create a coaching profile on our website. Once registered and approved, your association will be able to connect via the website. This connection will generate a unique survey link. The association can distribute the survey link to all the athletes and parents related to the coach. The surveys are submitted anonymously. However, the association can see all results and commentary. The association closes the survey and the average score is automatically shared with the coach. The coach must choose to publish this score in order for it to appear on their profile. If the coach chooses to publish, the process is complete. However, if the coach remains unpublished, the association will be encouraged to follow up with the coach. Before we go on, a quick reminder of the 10 survey questions we're using to determine how the coach is performing from a behavioral perspective. On their own, each of these questions would seem fairly straightforward to most, but it is easy to forget why we are here and get caught up in the moment. Being aware and purposeful with regards to our coaching behavior will help us grow our villages and ensure that the athletes are encouraged to come back the very next day. A couple of closing notes. Are you up for the challenge? Are you willing to grow the village? Many hands make light work. We are all in it to win it. If you have any questions or comments, please contact us through our website at www.hofcoaching.ca. And thank you for your time. Make sure to register your HOF coaching profile on our website at www.hofcoaching.ca now that you have completed the HOF coaching online course. Thank you, and let's grow the village.